Humble pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, a warm welcome to all to the concluding session of the Sri Sathya Sai Aradhana Mahotsavam. The last 3 days we have been jointly offering our gratitude to our beloved Master who is always with us, in us, around us and above us in His infinite eternal form. The day before yesterday morning, we commenced a colloquium on the theme Experiencing the Divine from the Form to the Formless. Transiting from the form to the formless is a challenging journey indeed. However, we are not alone on this path. Even great masters found it tough to retune their mental frequency to align to the subtler dimensions of divine existence. For instance, the great Advaitin Sri Adi Shankaracharya consolidated the doctrine of Advaita Vedanta. He was a staunch follower of the Advaita philosophy. However, on one occasion, he visited the Vishwanath temple in Kashi. He was so enchanted with the beautiful form of the Lord that he burst forth singing the Vishwanathashtakam. Bhagwan says, subsequently Adi Shankara craved pardon from God for committing 3 mistakes. 1, believing in the formless God, he still visited the temple of Vishwanatha to have darshan of the form. 2, he tried to define God who is indescribable and indefinable through the Vishwanathashtakam. And 3, he tried to confine the omnipresent and all-pervading God within the 4 walls of a temple. On similar lines, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa too had to go through great ordeal to rise above the form of Mother Kali and witness her true cosmic form. The objective of this colloquium is to help us benefit from the experiences and insights of senior devotees who have been sharing their experiences of making this transition with all of us. We heard 3 speakers on the first day. We heard Dr. Samuel Sandbase from San Diego, California, USA, Swami Shuddhananda Giri from the Yogoda Satsang Society of India, and Sri J. Jairaman from Sri Ramanashramam. Continuing the thread, we have today first a young speaker, Sri Sai Giridhar, who will share his thoughts with all of us. He has been a student and is now a research scholar at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Having him speak to us will give us a unique perspective from the lens of a young man who has shared the wonderful relationship of being a student of Bhagwan Baba. Sri Sai Giridhar hails from Chennai. He is a 3rd generation devotee of Bhagwan. His grandparents came into the fold of Bhagwan in the early 1950s. His father had the unique privilege of having his Upanayanam and marriage performed by Bhagwan. Sri Sai Giridhar is more fortunate to not only have his naming ceremony, Akshabhyasa and Upanayanam performed by Bhagwan, but also to join at his institute and study at his lotus feet. Having completed his schooling from Chinmaya Vidyalaya at Hyderabad, Giridhar joined the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School in the year 1999. Thereafter, he acquired his BSc Chemistry Honours degree from the institute and went on to pursue his Masters in Chemistry. Subsequently, in 2006, he joined the MPhil program, and after completing his MPhil, Giridhar was blessed by Bhagwan to register for the doctoral research program in the year 2009. Since then, he has been pursuing his research in the area of early detection of heart disease through biomarkers with the active support of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, both at Puttaparthi and Whitefield, and the National Institute of Nutrition at Hyderabad. Sai Giridhar is a very good actor and speaker and very active in cultural initiatives. He has been the house champion and cultural champion in the sports and cultural activities during his studies. He has spoken several times in the divine presence of Bhagwan and has acted in several dramas in the divine presence, one of the best being the Krishna Raya Bharam drama, which was enacted in 2007 as part of the Sports and Cultural Festival of the Institute. Sai Giridhar had the unique fortune of accompanying Bhagwan Baba to Kodaikanal in the year 2007. In the same year, Bhagwan also blessed him to be part of the entourage with Bhagwan to Chennai on the occasion of the Atirudra Mahayagnam organized at Chennai. Since 2008, Sai Giridhar has taken up the role of a mentor in the hostel. He is also the cultural coordinator and has directed several convocation dramas and other Kulwant Hall dramas since 2008. I now invite Sri Sai Giridhar to come and share his thoughts with all of us. Sri Sai Giridhar.
Mookam Karoti Vachalam, Pangoom Langhayate Girim, Yatkripa Tamaham Vande, Parmanand Madhavam. The one who is capable of making the mute speak, the one who is capable of commanding the lame to cross the Himalayan range. The very thought of one that fills us with Paramananda, transcendental bliss. To that Lord of Lords, my most beloved Bhagwan, my humble salutations. Mamayvamsho jiva loke, jiva bhutas sanatanaha. To all the wonderful sparks of divinity, a loving Sairam to all of you. In the given time today, we shall deliberate on a few questions. What is the purpose of an avatar? When we say that we have to move from form to formless, whose form are we talking about? What is the form of God? And how do we make this transition from form to formless? The first question, what is the purpose of avatar? When a couple of our professors were discussing this very same question, they got a doubt. They said that after Rama avatar came in Treta Yuga, we see that Dwapara Yuga was to follow, in which Dharma apparently declined. After Dwapar Yuga, when Lord Krishna left his mortal coil, Kali Yuga was to follow, which again is a decline in Dharma. But the Lord himself has said that when there is decline in Dharma, I shall manifest again and again. Then what is the Dharma which the Lord has come to establish? That evening, they had assembled in Mandir here in Prasanthi Nilayam, and Bhagwan, out of the blue, summoned for a discourse. In the discourse, Bhagwan said these very words. He said, there are people who think, what is the Dharma that God has come to establish? Is it Deha Dharma? Is it Paradharma? Does he teach you how to live an ideal life alone? What is the Dharma that God has come to establish? Bhagwan said, God comes as an avatar to establish Prema Dharma, to establish love in the hearts of the devotees. If Lord Sri Rama wouldn't have taken avatar, after 20,000 years would we have had a Tyagaraja who would inspire millions to follow his path of love to God? If Lord Krishna wouldn't have manifested in that most beautiful form, would Mother Mirabai, Sri Ramanujacharya ever be able to spread their message of love for God thousands of years later? If Jesus wouldn't have manifested, to speak about the glory of his master, his father. After 2000 years, would there be millions of followers of Jesus who have installed love and compassion in their heart? The purpose of Avatar is not merely to show man how to lead an ideal life, to set up marvelous models, institutions like the super specialty hospital, the educational institutions. They are all marvelous models for humans to emulate. But the purpose of Avatar is much beyond. It is to bring the transformation of the heart. The avatar that we are talking about today, our most beloved Bhagwan, it is impossible, even if all the minds in all the cosmos come together to comprehend what he is. It is not possible. It is only possible if he tells us, if he reveals the secret of his avatar to us. And he did so through a story. A devotee asked Bhagwan once, Swami, what is Tripura Rahasyam? Bhagwan smiled and said, let me tell you a story. A chinna katha, very characteristic of our beloved Bhagwan, because the highest of truth, Bhagwan simplifies into short, small, sweet words. Bhagwan said, let me tell you a story. He said, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara once had a doubt. Now, if we have a doubt, we can go to our teacher. If great masters have a doubt, they approach Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. But if Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara have a doubt, whom will they approach? Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara approach the Shakti or Tripura Devi who created them, the Shakti that manifested them. Mother Tripura Devi humbly submitted and said, the answer to your questions even I do not have, but I know where you can find an answer to these questions of yours. So she took Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara of that Brahmanda to a location. It had a huge gateway and she flung it open. And in there they saw a long hallway. Swami then said, on the both sides of the hallway, there were like thousands of thrones, and the four legs of the thrones were Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara and Tripura Devi. These three Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwaras who had this doubt in their mind were stunned to see thousands of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwaras and Tripura Devis. They thought they were alone. But then they were more inquisitive to see whom were they prostrating to. At the end of the hallway, they saw a beautiful lotus feet. And when they craned their neck to see who that personality was, they saw Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is a cosmic avatar. He is Adi Purusha who manifested himself to become Shakti, and that Shakti in turn manifested into many Tripura Devis, and each one initiated a creation. And even science recognizes today that there could be many, many universes in parallel. There are many Brahmandas, and the Adi Purusha and the Adi Shakti who created or who willed to manifest into many Brahmandas itself came here on this beautiful earth as a cosmic visitor. Such a beautiful form of the Lord. Bhagavan says that the form of an avatar is nothing but the concretization of the love, penance and sacrifice of the devotees. He appears to us as we want to see him. He is the concretization of our love, our penance. Now the question comes, how can I ask a devotee to relinquish such a beautiful form of the Lord? How can I ask a devotee to relinquish such a beautiful form of a Lord? In an interview which Bhagwan gave to a student, we all know how beautifully Swami set an example for all of us. He was a perfect host. What Swami would do is he would open the door, call everybody inside, allow everybody to go in. He himself will go, turn on the fan, close the door behind, come and sit and speak to them. A perfect host he was. On that particular day, everything happened in the same way, except for one difference. After closing the door behind, instead of asking Emi Samacharam, Swami thundered, how long will you go behind this body of mine? How long will you cage me in this physical body? Learn to see the unseen force that is driving this body itself. Learn to connect to this body. The student, who was by now stunned and surprised by Bhagwan's words, who lived all this while out of pure love and devotion for his physical form, pleaded with Bhagwan, saying, Swami, but I don't know how to connect to that unseen. I know only you in this beautiful physical form. Please tell me the secret of connecting to you. The unmanifest, the unseen, the eternal. Bhagwan said, all my life I have been telling you only this, and you still ask me this question? Swami then said, the only way, the simplest way, the most beautiful way for a devotee to connect to this unseen power, the eternal power of divinity, is love. Bhagwan once narrated a beautiful story of Mother Radha and Krishna. Krishna returns to Vrindavan once after the Kurukshetra war, and he goes to the banks of Yamuna in search of Radha, and he sees that she is seated under a tree, lost in her thoughts. So Krishna thought that he would surprise her. So what he did is he went slowly around the tree and suddenly jumped in front of Mother Radha, expecting that she would jump in joy and surprise. But to his utter dismay, Mother Radha looked at him and gave a smile. He said, Radhe, I am your Krishna. I have come back for you. Mother Radha's face had a question mark. She said, come back for me? She held Krishna's hand and ran towards the river Yamuna and picked up a palmful of water and showed it to Krishna and said, Krishna, see, in every drop of Yamuna, is it not you who is there? She caught his hand again and ran back to the tree under which she was sitting, and very carefully bent a branch and showed him the leaves and said, look, Krishna, in every leaf of this tree, are you not the one who is there? In every blade of grass, are you not the one who is there? When you were always with me, all around me, when did you leave that you are saying that you have come back for me? Krishna immediately was overwhelmed by such unconditional love of Radha, and he said, Radhe, I am the Lord of the universe. Ask for anything and I will give it to you readily. And Radha said, I don't want anything from you. He said, don't you want even my love? And then Radha said, I know that I love you. I know that you are mine and you will always be mine. You are eternally mine. It doesn't matter if you love me or not. Bhagwan says, At this point, it is a grand secret, dear brothers and sisters, the avatar for the first time fell on his knees, held Mother Radha's hand and said, Radhe, it is for the first time in my entire creation that I have received something from my devotee. Unconditional love. Bhagavan says this unconditional love is what will help us connect to Him. How do we move from form to formless? What is the message in this story? When Bhagavan said, don't run around this physical body, He wanted us to understand that the physical body is made of 5 elements. And by His own divine design, these 5 elements have to merge back into their source. But His form, His most beautiful form, is not to be relinquished. His most beautiful form is to be enshrined by every devotee in their heart, and the reflection of which is to be seen in the mind's eye. And His most sacred and powerful name is to be integrated in our every breath, in our every activity, till our very last breath. To move from form to formless is to enshrine His beautiful form in our hearts. Bhagavan says that all the forms are mine. Once revealing His true identity, Bhagavan said, you know who I am? Sarvarupadharam Shantam. I assume all the forms, yet I am Shantam. What is Shanti? It is not the tranquility of peace which is determined by the amount of sugar in my cup of coffee. It is not the tranquility or peace which fluctuates with whether I get recognition for my work or not. It is not that peace which goes up and down with the stock market. Bhagavan says, Shanti is equanimity. To be equanimous in the face of duality and the outcomes of duality, in pain and pleasure, in joy and sorrow, in success and failure, is true Shanti. And Bhagavan says, the yardstick to measure devotion of a devotee, Swami says, the Shanti of a bhakta is what will determine how much bhakti that bhakta is having. So the yardstick of measurement as to how much devotion we have for the Lord, how much love we have for the Lord, is determined by how equanimous we can be in the face of duality. Sarvarupadharam Shantam, Bhagavan says. Sarvanamadharam Shivam. All names are mine. You can call me by whatever name and I'll come running to you. Here I would like to narrate an extraordinary incident which happened last December. There was a gentleman who came from Indonesia. He is a devout Muslim. His guru, Radin Syed, was a Sufi saint who lived in the 15th century, and he used to practice the teachings of his guru, and the name that resounded in his heart and mind was Allahu Akbar. When he came to Prasanthi Nilayam as part of a team which came here to study the wonderful education system which Bhagavan has designed, he had an extraordinary experience. He was seated in the moral class which happens every Thursday in the university. And after the moral class, during which a distinguished speaker, an elder, a devotee of Bhagavan, had given a talk on the nature of avatar, on the beautiful avatar of our beloved Bhagavan, after the talk, he comes to me and says, so, does Sai Baba often come to you and give messages like this? I said, what are you saying? He said, does Sai Baba often come to you and give such beautiful benedictions? I said, did you see Sai Baba? Brothers and sisters, this gentleman has never come to Prasanthi Nilayam before, and before he reached here, he did not know anything about Swami. And this gentleman said, yes, when the talk was going on, the huge chair which you have kept on the stage, I saw him come and sit there. And after the talk was over, he got up, he came in front, and he stood like Bhagwan with an abhayasta and said, he stood like this and spoke to us. He said, move from every body to every soul. Move from every soul to one soul. Move from one soul to God. An extraordinary experience with a gentleman from Indonesia had. But what a profound message Bhagwan was giving us. Call me by any name, I will be there for you. Last year, some of us had gone to Badrinath, and we happened to meet a yogi who spoke to us at length about Bhagwan. And he said, you will be mistaken if you think that Bhagwan is far away from you. He said, no. He said, it is very, very easy to bring Bhagwan close to you. So we were all eager to know how. He said, very simple. This is an assurance which Bhagwan himself has given, and if you practice, it will happen. He said, first purify your thoughts. Then forget everything about everything else. Dive your mind deep into your heart. Fill your heart with love and call out once, Sai Ram. And Bhagwan will come rushing to you. That is what he said. Call out once from your heart with all love, Sai Ram. And Bhagwan will come rushing to you. Sarvanamadharam Shivam. But what is his form? He has assumed all the forms, yet he is Shantam. Why is he Shantam? Why he is equanimous? The root cause for duality is identification with the body. The moment I think I am this body, I am different from this podium. I am different from this mic. I am different from you all. Bhagwan says, I have assumed all the forms, yet I do not identify myself with any single form. Sarvarupadharam Shantam. So what is his true form then? Satchitananda Rupam Advaitam. Swami says, please understand, I am only one. This whole drama of life, this whole drama of creation is a mono act. And look how wonderfully he is playing his role. What variety, what emotions, what grandeur this creation is. And every single role in this entire creation is played by only one and one alone. And he says, my true form is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means truth, that which does not change with time. We see the next interesting word for us is Ananda. How will we experience Ananda or bliss? The secret is the word in between, Chit. Chit means awareness. Awareness of what? Sureshwaracharya, one of the prime disciples of Sri Adi Shankara, formerly known as Mandan Mishra, after he understood in depth what Advaita meant, after experiencing it, he wrote a beautiful treatise called Naishkarma Siddhi, in which he gives us the secret of awareness. Chit is awareness, which is the link between Sat and Ananda. Ananda or bliss is a manifestation of Sat, which is the truth. But how do I manifest truth? In the form of Ananda, awareness. He says, when you're walking on the road, you see a stone. Now, the object is there. But if you're not thinking about it, though you might see, if you're absent-minded, if you're thinking about something else, thoughts associated with the stone is not there, you will trip over the stone and fall. But if you see the stone and you immediately have thoughts associated with the stone, you become aware of the stone. So you will walk around, nay, you might even pick it up and put it aside so nobody else would fall. Sureshwaracharya says that the secret to awareness is the object and the thoughts associated with objects. Now look at this beautiful thesis of his. He says, God, Brahman, Atman, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba is omnipresent. The object of awareness is present everywhere. He pervades the entire cosmos, every single atom of it. For us to become aware of His presence in our life, for us to become aware of His presence in every single atom in this world, we have to have smarana, thoughts associated with Him. We have to constantly think of Bhagwan. This is a secret also revealed by Prahalada. What did he do? He constantly thought of Lord Narayana. So when a situation came, when trouble came by, all he did was he intensely prayed. And he manifested Lord Narayana himself there. The secret to awareness, the secret to manifestation of truth, of Sathya, is awareness or thinking about the Lord constantly. There is another interesting part. Swami did not stop with this. He did not stop with saying, Sarva Rupa Dharam Shantam, Sarva Nama Dharam Shivam, Satchitananda Rupam Advaitam. He went on to say, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The three ways in which the divinity is recognized is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. What is the correlation with this true form of Sat Chit Ananda? Sat, truth, the non-changing entity is Satyam, which is none other than Satya Sai himself. Now, if Satyam has to manifest in the beautiful form of Sundaram in our lives, what is required is Shivam. So if we cultivate auspicious thoughts, if we cultivate auspicious activities, if we participate in auspicious activities with constant contemplation of the Lord, Ananyas chintayanto mam, ye janah paryupasate, tesham nityabhiyuktanam, yogakshemam mahamyaham. This is the assurance which the Lord gave. Constantly think of me, then Satya Sai will become manifest in Sundaram, in the most beautiful form in our lives, in our consciousness. To conclude, I want to submit a prayer which I made to Bhagwan and also the answer which I got for it. I prayed to Bhagwan, Swami, I want to see you. And Swami replied, I want to see through you. I prayed to Bhagwan, Swami, I want to hear your nectarine, golden, sweet voice. Swami replied, I want to render nectar and sweetness to your voice by speaking through you. It is only later that I realize that what I am asking and what the Lord Himself is telling me is one and the same. If we allow the Lord to see through us, we will see nothing but Himself, because when the Lord saw us, He did not see us separate from Him. He saw us as Himself. The Lord saw us as Himself. So if He sees through us, all that we see will be Bhagwan Himself. If He speaks through us, who is the first person to listen to Him? The first hearing instrument closest to my mouth is my own ear. So when Lord speaks through me, I will listen to His golden, nectarine, sweet voice. With this prayer that Bhagwan should see through all of us, should speak through all of us, should live through all of us, should love through all of us, I seek his permission to conclude today's talk. Jai Sai Ram.